Welcome to the Ad Nauseam podcast, where classical gourmands everywhere can finally get their fill. Join us for a delectable discussion of Greco-Roman civilization stretching from the Minoans and Mycenaeans through the Renaissance and right down to the present. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are your hosts, Dr. David Noe and Dr. Jeff Winkle.
Welcome, Ad Nauseam listeners, to episode 55. As always, my name is Dr. David C. Noe. I am here in the vomitorium on a fairly balmy late September evening with my good friend and co-host, Dr. Jeff Winkle. How are you, Jeff?
I'm feeling great. I'm loving the balmy out there.
You are?
Yeah. Feeling fall's coming, but staying we're getting kind of a second summer here.
We're getting a little bit of a second summer.
But you can still feel that little bit of the bite in the air. I love that. I love that.
So right before we came on the air, Dr. Winkle was saying, we don't insult the audience enough.
I said nothing like that. Nothing of the kind.
He always plays the good cop. I have to be the bad cop. But I was going to say, welcome Ad Nauseam listeners, or as we like to call you, those who have nothing better to do. But I couldn't really think of anything.
No. We love our listeners.
We love them.
We do, very deeply.
No one wants to just speak into thin air, right?
No, that's exactly right. Yeah. Dave, where are we going tonight?
Well, we're going to start with a shout-out.
Oh, yes, of course.
We're going to say hello to our friend Vince Cutrona.
Okay.
You remember Vince, do you not?
I do remember Vince. That's right, yeah.
So Vince says, after graduating from Calvin, I went out to New England and earned an MDiv. I returned to my home state of Indiana. We're going to pick on Indiana later.
Oh, yeah.
In 2016 and began working for a private classical Christian school in Indianapolis. I teach an assortment of humanities and language classes. And he and his Kirsten, his wife, they got married and they recently moved into their first home.
Oh, nice to hear from Vince.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Fine student.
Took
some Greek, I think he was in a Greco-Roman history class with me, if I'm remembering correctly.
Mm-hmm. He took a bunch from us. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a nice Sicilian name, Cutrona.
Yeah.
I think. Who knows?
Ciao, bene. Yeah.
Right.
So tonight we're talking about mottos. State mottos specifically.
Are we scraping the bottom of the barrel already?
You think that? No, I'm excited about this
Are
one.
you really?
Yeah.
So answer me this, Winkle. What are you not excited about?
You know me. I'm Mr. Optimistic, right? Yeah. Or we're shifting to bad cop, good cop. We're settling into our roles. Yes.
So we're going to talk about state mottos. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about the mottos of all 50 states in the Union. Mm-hmm. That is in the Union of American States. And you'll be surprised, perhaps, to learn, listener, that not every state has a Latin motto.
A lot of them don't.
I was quite startled by this, in fact.
Yeah.
And some of them have Latin mottos that, frankly, they seem kind of just phoned in at the last minute.
I thought a lot of them, actually, Latin or not, were phoned in.
Yes, definitely. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, read you the Latin of the different mottos, describe a little bit maybe of the background where we have good information on that. Kentucky, for example. We're going to suggest some alternative mottos, based on some things we've come up with. But we got an opening quote, don't we?
We do. Why don't you read that for us?
So this is from the Washington Post, January 10, 1994. The author is a journalist by the name of Al Common, and he says, quote, St. Albans must have dropped teaching Latin. There was Vice President Gore pinch hitting for President Clinton Thursday in Milwaukee and speaking to the Institute of World Affairs. Gore was extolling America's legacy of tolerance among ethnic groups, a tolerance in short supply these days around the globe. Gore said Milwaukee's ethnic melting pot shows that America can be a pluribus unum, out of one, many. No, Al, that's the Soviet Union. We are out of many, one. A mind is a terrible thing to lose, says the journalist. Is there something about being vice president that does this?
Now, to give Al a little bit of a break here, he got the Latin right.
He did. He said the Latin right.
The translation was incorrect.
Yeah, he's one of many Latin students who didn't do the translation correctly.
Right. Exactly. But I don't have a great love for politics or a lot of politicians, but at the same time, you got to think that if you're giving speech after speech after speech after speech, and everything is going to be recorded, you're going to screw up.
Yeah, right? That's a good point.
Right. I mean, I think at one point, do you remember when I think it was candidate Obama said to someone that I hope to get to all 57 states.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's fatigue, I'm guessing.
Right.
Total fatigue.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Al was pinch hitting for Clinton. That comment says here. So I don't know how much of a break I should give him.
Well, interesting thing about Bill Clinton, if I'm remembering correctly, he was an avid student of, maybe still is, I mean, he's not dead, an avid student of Caesar's Gallic Wars when he was in high school.
Oh, was he really?
Yes. In fact, you can look this up, listener. Former President Obama was the first president not to have studied Latin in high school.
Is that right?
I don't think all of them were equally good at it.
But they all encountered some Latin along the way.
They all did some Latin. And I guess Clinton really loved Caesar's Gallic Wars.
I'd never heard that before. Interesting.
So what's interesting to me about poor Al, I couldn't imitate the monotone delivery. I tried, but my impersonation is not going to cut it. Out of one, many.
Out of one, many.
Is that?
I don't know. Yeah,
that's your impersonation. All
slow right. and he's got, where's he? He's from Tennessee, right?
Yes, he is.
A slight drawl in his voice, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the motto of the whole enterprise, you might say. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. So tonight we're going to look a little bit at each one of them. Now, let's talk a moment about this need, this desire that people seem to have to put things into Latin to make them sound august.
Yes.
What do you think about this?
I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's interesting that, does it still go on?
Of course it does. You know it does.
Well, I mean, I guess...
Again, former President Obama, his famous slogan in English, yes, we can, vere possumus.
Possumus,
It was put onto the seal of his candidacy.
On the front of the podium, I remember seeing
yes,
that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I guess it still goes on. Just as, Latin kind of and Greek kind of fall off the curriculum, I wonder how long this will last. But I mean, I get there's something about, even so, people hear something in Latin and it lends it weight.
Correct.
Like to hear somebody give a lecture in a London accent. Oh, that person must know what they're talking about.
Yeah, the accent fallacy.
The accent fallacy, right?
It's because Latin is pithy, right? It has an economy of expression.
Right.
It can say so much in so few words. And that makes it ideally suited for mottos and slogans and tattoos. If you had to estimate the number of individuals who have asked you to translate something into Latin or Greek for a tattoo, what would that number be?
Oh, it's high.
Yes.
I remember getting a lot of those calls to the grad office when I was at Northwestern. Do we have time? Do you think we have time for a couple of stories?
Yeah, let's have a couple stories.
We had one guy.
There's only 57 states to go through after all.
Right. I remember once there was a local law school who wanted their motto or their slogan to be "Law by the Lake." It's not all that inspiring.
Not at all.
Right. So I think I ended up with something like "Lex Juxta Lacum" or something like that. So
as bad as it sounds. Really.
Right. My favorite was there was a guy who just got on the phone and says, "I'm a big biker, and I got 3 kids." And I want to get this tattoo on my upper arm, and it's going to have 3 crowns, and there's going to be a sword going through each crown, and each crown represents one of my kids, and I want like a banner below, and I want it to say, "Conquer the world," because that's my message to my kids. and I said, "Oh, do you want it in Greek or Latin?" I think I want it in Latin. So I think I came up with superate mundum.
There you go.
A command to all of the kids.
Conquer that world.
Conquer that world.
Nice.
Right? So that he was so enthusiastic. Though.
Right.
I thought it was great.
You got to help out a person with that level of enthusiasm. He's going to commit it to, his arm.
Right.
So I've gotten probably 100 of these.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No doubt, yeah. But I will often see, not often, but every once in a while see a tattoo in Greek and Latin. I feel compelled to comment upon it. I've seen a number of them that are incorrect, have bad, have a rough breathing accent in the middle of the word, that kind of stuff. But there was, this summer, I was in the line at CVS, and I was kind of next to a young woman who had a tattoo. This is going to sound inappropriate, but she was kind of, bare midriff, and she had, kind of a tattoo exposed. It's clear that she wanted this tattoo to be seen.
I see. You're saying that the fact that part of her midriff was bare suggests that she wanted the tattoo to be seen.
I think so, right? And
that's all I'm going to say.
Exactly. And part of me is thinking you never comment on anybody's midriff ever, right?
No.
But this was in Greek.
Okay.
And it was spelled correctly, and it was grammatically correct. It was hemera ka hemera, day by day.
Oh.
With the dative of time.
Nice.
And I don't care that it's on her midriff. I have to say something, right? And so I just said, "Hey, I said, I like your tattoo there. It's Greek, and hemera kai hemera. Can I ask you, why you chose that?" And she goes, "Oh," and she seemed very pleased that somebody recognized it and could read it.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's from one of Paul's letters.
Oh.
And it was a biblical reference.
Well, now I got to go find that. Thanks a lot.
But to her, she said something about this is just kind of my reminder that to take things day by day and to give everything over to God day by day. And
interesting.
I thought that was really interesting.
That's a lovely anecdote.
It is.
I really like that.
That's nice. I'm glad I said something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the first mottos, of course, is SPQR.
Yes, right.
Senatus Populusque Romanus. And maybe it doesn't count as a motto. I guess it does. It's an abbreviated motto. But I remember my first visit to Rome. I was a starstruck child, you might say.
Yeah.
It was 2004, so I wasn't really a child. But the manhole covers have SPQR printed on them. And I thought, that's a nice touch.
It is. That's really nice. I remember a little bit earlier than that, I was living in Chicago, and I took this architectural tour on a boat through the river, and the guy tells you about all the buildings. And I remember on one of the back of the buildings you can only see from the river was in that same kind of Roman font, SPQC. It was by the
Senate and people of Chicago. Yeah.
Right.
Not bad. Well, there's going to be Latin on my tombstone.
You already thinking about that?
Oh yeah. I got the Latin in place. I got the Greek in place. I'm debating about whether there'll be any Hebrew, but
wow,
I've left strict instructions. To. Of course, they don't have to follow them, but
right. Well, could we talk about the specifics of that on some episode?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Yeah.
One more tattoo anecdote. Now, we have a loyal listener, an individual who has received a shout-out. The person knows who they are. This person has a nice Greek tattoo on their forearm, and when I was in the presence of this person, my son pointed out to this person, "Hey, you're missing a breathing mark."
Oh no.
Yeah.
And was your son correct?
Yes, unfortunately, he was correct.
Well, but thankfully, that's something that can be fixed. You can go back to the artist and have that drawn in, right?
Or maybe the breathing mark was going the wrong way.
Oh, that's more difficult.
I can't remember.
That's going to involve lasers.
Yeah. That's going to be painful. So we got Senatus Populusque Romanus. Institutions, in addition to states, they have mottos.
Yes.
So the institution that you and I both worked for previously, Calvin University, Cor meum Domine tibi offero prompte et sincere, right? My heart I offer to you, O Lord, promptly and sincerely.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And Oxford's got that famous one.
Oh, yes. It's Dominus Illuminatio Mea.
Yeah.
The Lord, my illumination, my light.
Yeah, the Lord is my light. And your alma mater, your grad alma mater, what was that one?
The Northwestern's they had on their seal Latin, quaecumque sunt vera, whatever things are true from Paul.
Yeah,
again.
whatsoever things are true.
And the other one in Greek was from the Gospel of John, the word full of grace and truth.
Oh yes,
but I have a nice anecdote about this too as well. So there was
It's a night for anecdotes.
It is.
Let it fly.
There was a big, not a big stink, but there was a stink on campus about the seal.
Okay.
And many students were saying, why do we have these biblical phrases?
Right.
It's biased.
Well, they were at least ripped out of context. I mean, isn't that some comfort?
Sure.
So.
Right. But they thought this was improper.
Okay.
For this day and age. Why are we privileging Christianity on this? And so I wrote a very sarcastic letter to
you.
I did.
You went bad cop on them.
I did went bad cop on them, and so this is mid '90s. Kind of the height of Gen X kind of slackerdom.
You were wearing bell bottoms, right, and going to the disco, and
oh yeah, exactly. Wearing
I got the right era.
I got the jacket with the fringe,
bead curtain,
right? Exactly. You're a little past that,
right? A little waka waka. Guitar going in the background.
Yeah, exactly. That's what was playing in my room while I was writing this scathing email on my giant computer. Right. So I suggested that, don't just remove it all together. Instead of quaecumque sunt vera, why not just make it quaecumque? Whatever. Right, exactly.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it got a great reception.
I don't remember if anybody said anything about it, but I was very proud of that.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. And there's an institution that I used to work for. You know how I like to go anonymous.
Oh, yes.
But one of the students came up with, it was Patrick Henry College. One of the students came up with this as a potential motto. It was quite good. And it was nil pili tam tenuis ut scindi non possit, which means no hair so fine it can't be split.
Oh wow,
that's good.
That is very good. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it pithy enough?
No, it's a little long.
It's a little long, yeah. But
how are you going to express that?
I know. It's how do you
the larger the idea, right?
Yeah.
The larger the idea gets, the harder it is to compress. Of course.
Right.
So someday maybe we'll do an episode on record an episode on university and college mottos.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I think there's something there, but. Shall we get to the states?
Let's do it. Are we going to do alphabetical order?
I think there's no better order than alphabetical.
Let's do it.
All right, so we start with Alabama.
Right at the top.
You ever been to Alabama?
I have. I've been to Gulf Shores.
Did you go with the Calvin College track team?
I know. Track team.
Shot pudding?
Yeah.
Because they go down there, I think, for spring break.
They did. I was a pole vaulter, and I couldn't fit the pole in the van, so I left it behind. No, I went down there with my parents for a spring break once.
It could be the funniest thing you've ever said, Jeff.
Really?
You went down with your parents for spring break.
Yeah, the Gulf Shores, which I guess is a destination for lots of West Michiganders.
Right.
It was very nice.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't see a lot of Alabama. I don't remember much about it. We drove right through.
Have you been known to pick a song or two?
Yeah, exactly. Right, with the Swampers.
Right.
Up in Montgomery.
That's right. Now, their motto is Audemus Jura Nostra Defendere.
We dare to defend our rights.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we dare to maintain our rights.
Right.
Is that also another
Yeah,
suggestion?
Defendere Jura Nostra. We dare to defend our rights, maintain our rights. So,
I notice a lot of these mottos are either kind of aggressive,
right.
or
Dull.
but very dull, or kind of, aspirational.
Yes.
Or this idea that we could be aggressive, but we've chosen not to.
I like that one.
Yes.
That one I like a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if we abbreviated this to AIND, right? Put that on a stamp or something like that. Mm-hmm. You got something good there.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
So let's move on.
Yep.
Next we have
Alaska.
North to the Future.
And this is there's no Latin motto.
There's no
here.
Latin.
No.
Now, for some of these, our research wasn't extensive. How many people did we put on this project? I don't remember.
There will be none.
Okay.
Yes.
One of our flackies, one of our
flunkies.
Flunkies.
No, once we reach a level where we have flunkies, I know we have made it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Accidentally combined lackey and flunky there.
Lunky?
No, flacky.
Flacky.
Anyway, our research showed that some states had a motto and a seal, and one would be in Latin and the other in English.
Yeah.
Usually the seal had some Latin. For Wisconsin, for example, when we get there, I think Wisconsin has a pluribus unum on the seal, but no motto. That's kind of phoning it in.
Phoning it in. That's a cop-out.
That's right.
It's just a cheat, looking at somebody else's paper.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So we have nothing to suggest for Alaska.
Other than that, North of the Future is terrible.
It is.
Right, exactly.
It is. South to the present.
Right.
East to the past. I don't know.
I came up with an alternative.
Let's hear it.
It's not pithy.
Okay.
It's not pithy at all. Potest venti et quatuor horas, lucis aut tenebrae te dementum facturum esse. It is possible that 24 hours of either light or darkness will make you insane.
I like it.
Exactly. So you'd have to abbreviate.
Not going to fit on a postage stamp.
It's not exactly. So
I like it.
We're workshopping it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on?
Yes. What do we got? We got Arizona.
Yeah.
Whose Latin is ditat Deus.
Ditat Deus. Yeah. God enriches. God's going to make us rich. God provides the bounty. So we got a third singular verb there, dito ditara, not an especially common verb.
No.
Dr. Owens, you may be listening. I trust you're listening. If I've wrongly identified that as a uncommon verb, you're going to call in and, shut down the station. But here's a suggestion I came up with. Ad umbram tendamus. Ad umbram tendamus, which is...
Let's head for the shade.
Let's head for the shade. Have you been to Arizona?
I have.
Yeah. I like Arizona a lot.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yep.
So been to Tucson and to Phoenix both. And
I've been to some of the national parks there.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Austere desert climate. It's great.
It's great.
We should put the vomitorium down there maybe.
Really?
Not in Alaska. Never been to Alaska.
No, nor I. Yep.
How about Arkansas? We got one more for Arizona.
Oh yeah. This is another one of yours, right?
Senes ubique.
Old people everywhere.
Yeah, senes ubique.
We're going to be revisiting a similar theme when we get to mine for Florida.
Are we? Okay. So I think that works. It's pithy.
It is very pithy.
Senes ubique.
I like that.
All
I
right.
can see that on a seal.
Arkansas.
Yep. Arkansas, regnat populus. The people rule.
Yeah, but I wondered about this because I learned not too long ago that the verb regno regnare, not like rego regere, right? So rego regere, third conjugation, it means to be the king, but regno regnare means to boss people around inappropriately.
Is that right?
It does mean that. Check in Lewis and Short. It means to throw your weight around in a kind of cruel or overbearing fashion.
Yeah.
So regnat populus is... hey, we're the boss.
Yeah.
It's kind of democratic in the bad sense, or majoritarian almost,
right.
I would say.
Well, I kind of like it.
Okay.
I kind of like it because, I like the idea that the states, it's not just about them, but it's also kind of shaking a fist at the other states around them.
Yeah.
There's kind of that competition between states.
You're in Arkansas now, baby.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
The only thing I could come up with was Terra Walmarti, right? As a...
The land of Walmart.
Land of Walmart.
That's right. That's where they're headquartered, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
Now we move on to California.
Yes.
And we leave the Latin behind momentarily, and we come to Heureka.
Heureka.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Although most people would say Eureka.
Eureka. Right. They would put the emphasis on the penult.
On the wrong syllable.
That's right.
Yes.
It goes on Heureka.
Heureka.
From Heurisco, I have found it. So I think this is an allusion to the gold rush.
It's got to be.
Right?
Yep.
Because I don't think California is that difficult to find. No. You travel west.
You're going to hit it.
Unless you're very
way
far north, you're gonna hit it.
You're gonna hit it,
or
right.
go into the ocean.
It's a very low bar for discovering
That's right.
something.
Have you been to? I've been to Arkansas. Arkansas, yes.
I don't believe I have.
Yeah, I went through it recently.
You did?
That's a lovely country. I like it. I mean, a lovely part of the country.
The Diamond State, I believe it's called.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't know that. Didn't find any while I was there.
No.
California, been there a few times.
Yes.
How about you?
Yep. Been to L.A. and San Bernardino, San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Have you been to the Getty Villa?
I have.
Yes, I haven't.
Very impressive. Yeah, it's great.
So after the hayride, we're going to stop off at the Getty Villa.
Yep.
And then right to Greece for the ad nauseum tour.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
Can't wait. Eureka, historically is associated with the apocryphal story about Archimedes.
That's right. You're sure it's apocryphal?
Well, that was always my understanding.
I think it's apocryphal.
It's apocryphal.
I believe so.
Full-on apocryphal.
That's correct.
But
he's sitting in a bathtub.
Yep.
He's trying to figure out. Did you want to tell this story?
No, go ahead, please. You seem like you're juiced for
I love it.
Okay.
And I told it once, and a biologist, she knows who she is, probably not listening, very fine biologist from the University of Virginia, cell biology. She corrected me about my physics involved. Now, come on, I'm a classist, you're a biologist. I can know some physics too.
Yeah, come on.
Anyway, it's water displacement, right?
Yes.
He gets into the bathtub. He notices that the water rises the exact amount of the volume that he's putting into the water. Yeah. So he thinks, if I'm going to measure the king's gold, I'll create an artificial tub. I'll put the boat in there. We'll find out how much water is displaced by the boat. Then we'll load it with gold, measure the difference, calculate. That's as much mass as the gold displaces.
That's right. Now you're missing the best comic part of the story.
What's that? He races out of the bathtub naked.
He's so excited that he's running down the street naked, and when I think of California,
that's what you think, a naked Archimedes.
So we got jumping down to a hot tub,
right?
Running.
Eureka!
That's perfect for California.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
What do we got next?
We got is it Delaware?
No.
What's next?
There are two more sea states.
Sorry, I got my sheets mixed up.
That's all right. It's number 6.
We got
Colorado. Yeah. You want to read this one?
Sure. Nil sine numine.
Yes.
Nothing without providence. Yeah. Nothing without the deity. I mean, providence is a translation for numina. That's pretty weak.
Well, it's a stretch. Yeah. We didn't come up with these translations. These translations are straight out of Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Right.
I think nothing without the deity is a better translation for sure. But numen, right, this third declension neuter noun, it can mean divine presence.
Yes.
It can also mean sometimes a synonym of voluntas, so one's desire or intention.
Right.
It can mean, like the English adjective numinous, divine presence, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. If you walk into a place that has a numinous quality, there's got to be a deity lurking around here somewhere.
You feel the hair stand up on your neck.
Correct.
That's the numen, which I think that's perfect for Colorado, right?
Okay.
So rather than nothing sine deo, it's more earthy. It's more kind of new agey.
A little distant.
A little distant.
Yeah, not pious.
Yes.
Have you been to Colorado?
Many times.
And?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Estes Park, the Rocky Mountain National Park there.
I've been there. I've been up in the mountains, Denver, Colorado Springs. Lots of friends that live out there. So
Grand Junction?
I've driven through Grand Junction on my way to California, which I could not miss.
You could not miss. Eureka! Yeah, I like Grand Junction. I like that desert lifestyle. Severe, stark, clean.
Yes.
Open vistas.
Very different states on either side of the mountains. It's different Colorados, I should say. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, do we have any suggestion for an alternate name for Colorado? We're just going to leave it.
I didn't have one. I thought that the numina there was perfect for Colorado. Let's leave it as it is.
Okay.
Yep.
On to Connecticut.
What do we got?
Qui transtulit sustinet. He who transplanted sustains. That's what I say about my garden all the time,
Do you know where this one comes from?
No.
This one kind of struck me as a little bit odd.
Well, it's a reference to the deity, right?
Yeah, the God has placed us here.
Yeah, God took us across the Atlantic, dropped us here,
Right.
and he's going to keep us here, right?
Yeah.
Qui transtulit sustinet. Not very stirring, I would say. I did a little bit of research, right? What sets, only a little bit, what sets Connecticut apart? The first speed limit laws for cars were set in 1901 in Connecticut. Take a guess here. Drivers were not allowed to travel faster than, what do you think?
12?
12. That's right. I see you're reading the script.
I am.
12 miles per hour, right? So the motto could be lentissime, the superlative adverb, excruciatingly slow. Right? Lentissime. It's I think it's the nutmeg state.
It is the nutmeg state, yes.
You been out there before?
Driven through it on my way to whatever's
California?
whatever's north of Connecticut, Massachusetts, I guess.
I've never been to Connecticut.
No?
No, I've not been around New England except for Massachusetts.
Never visited Yale?
Nope.
Nope.
Just Massachusetts. That's it. So we're out of the C's and we're on to the D's.
D's, yes. So Delaware. Again, no Latin here. Liberty and independence.
Yep.
Oh, what a snoozer.
Really?
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, you mean the motto?
The motto's terrible.
Let's take two important abstract nouns that are kind of bland and just stitch them together.
Integrity. Synergy. I mean, come on.
It's like a vacuum commercial, right?
So many of these strike me as like this was the last agenda on at a very long committee meeting.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, let's get out of here.
Right. How about liberty and independence? Good
Fine,
enough.
exactly.
Let's hit the pub.
That's right. So you also found you did some research here.
Yeah, a little
right?
bit.
Yeah, so Delaware apparently has the most PhDs per capita.
Yeah, I had to add that little bit about per capita. That wasn't in the original research, and I'm happy to be corrected. Well, actually, that's never true, but I'm willing to be corrected. It can't be the highest total number of PhDs because it's got to be a place like California, right? A really populous state.
Right.
But I'm guessing it's the highest number of PhDs per capita, right?
Yes.
And so I came up with an alternative title, right?
Okay.
And here for a number of these Latin construals, I'm relying on a famous online site. We can put this in the show notes if we're still doing them, and that is the Lexicon Morganianum, right? The lexicon that Patrick Owens maintains in honor of the late great David Morgan, the Lexicon Morganianum. And when I looked up unemployed, right, Delaware, highest per capita PhDs, the land of the unemployed. It's terra opera carentium.
Carentium.
Yeah, the land of those who don't have a job.
Don't have a job. Very nice.
Hits a little too close to home.
Yes. I also had one for Delaware. Also a bit dismissive. Mine was simply primum sed vero solum est. First, but that's about it.
I like it.
Yeah.
First into the union.
Yes.
But it's all been downhill since then.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Right.
So now we're out of the D's. There's only one D. We're into the F's, and that, of course, would be Florida.
Again, no Latin motto. They
maybe on the seal.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Maybe an alligator eating a shark or something like that.
That's what's pictured on the seal?
Maybe, because we're going to get to Michigan soon enough, and that's a nightmare.
It is an absolute nightmare. Right.
Okay. So did you have an alternative suggestion for Florida?
Well, their motto is "In God We Trust."
Yes.
Lazy.
Well,
Lazy.
They didn't work. It's nice. I like it. I trust God. I don't know about it for a state, but you're right. It doesn't show a lot of creativity.
Well, they looked at a quarter.
Right. That'll do it.
That'll do it. Right. Exactly. Yes. My suggestion was in concert with yours of Arizona. Mine was simply "Video senes." I see old people.
I see old people.
That's a little Sixth Sense, right? I also had "Cave virum Floridianum."
Yeah,
Beware
that's good.
Florida man.
Yes, "Cave virum Floridianum." Beware of Florida man. That's that is a funny meme.
It is really funny. Yeah.
Florida man does this or that. All right, so we're on to Georgia.
Yeah. Yes. So Georgia. Please, what do we got for Georgia?
No Latin motto, if I'm not mistaken. No Latin motto, just wisdom, justice, moderation. They've got 3 of the 4. It strikes me now, they got 3 of the 4 cardinal virtues, right? You've got fortitudo, no courage. They got justitia, justice. They got moderation, moderatio, and they got wisdom, sapientia, but no courage.
Yeah.
Isn't that odd? So all the way back to Plato, right? The 4 cardinal virtues, and they just dropped one off.
Just dropped one off.
Yeah,
maybe it wouldn't fit on the stationery.
That's how committees work, you know.
Exactly.
Well, we really like to put in courage, but we just don't have a room.
Yeah.
So,
I'm realizing what I don't like about these models is that they're not very state specific.
You're right.
And it doesn't tell me anything about Georgia. I mean, what were these models that in place before they developed kind of a character of their own?
So Helreka, right?
Well,
there's something there.
There you go. Yes.
Right.
I like that.
And the much maligned North to the Future.
Yes.
It says both that we're the northernmost state and we were the last or second to last in. I don't remember. So there's some specificity, but these others, too generic.
So North to the Future, that sounds like straight to DVD bargain bin, right? Yeah.
So did we come up with anything else for Georgia?
For Georgia, I had Jove, heat calor. By Jove, the heat. This heat. Or
per Joem hic calor. There you go.
right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I came up with something less inspired.
Yes?
It's Persica.
Persica, peaches.
Peaches.
Yeah.
Persica.
Right, now that's what Georgia's known for.
Yeah. I always pick up peaches on the way through Georgia. You've been to Florida.
Yes, I've been to Florida.
Many times.
Yep.
We're losing track here. No Connecticut. I've been to Delaware.
You have? I've never been to Delaware, right? Why did you go to Delaware?
I was driving in the Mid-Atlantic. Okay. So if you're going to drive in the Mid-Atlantic, you're going to end up in Delaware.
You're going to hit it, yeah.
You can't avoid it. Florida many times, Georgia many times. The peaches, the pecans in Georgia are great.
Yeah.
And when you're driving south for a family trip, and you come from the cold, barren north where we live, Georgia's kind of the first place where you step out of the cramped vehicle and you realize, I don't have to wear 8 layers of clothing anymore.
It gets hot.
Yeah, it's nice. It's if it's March or April, that's a nice feeling.
Right. July and August, though?
Yeah, back into the van.
Right. All right, what's next?
Next, we got Hawaii.
Hawaii.
You're going to try to read the Polynesian
I'm going to give it a shot.
Right, let's hear it.
I was going to have you do it, but...
Did you bring your ukulele? Your grass skirt?
Little Don Ho and a tiny bubble. I believe this translates to tiny bubbles in the wine. No, maybe not. So this is, of course, very suitably in Hawaiian. Ua mau ke ia o kau aina I kapono.
The life of the land is perpetuated in righteousness.
It's a lot of vowels.
It is.
In that language. Yeah.
No Latin motto.
No.
Right.
Which it can make sense to me.
Of course.
We're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
So this one is Pacific. This one is specific, right?
It's very specific.
Right.
Yeah.
It's right on the nose because, I mean, it's in an indigenous language. So I give them a lot of credit for that.
You been to Hawaii?
Never.
I'd
really like to go.
Really? I have no interest in going to Hawaii. I don't want to insult any of our listeners there, but
do we have any there?
I think I would get so bored.
No, you don't like the beach life?
I don't.
Whoa.
I gotta be seeing something. I gotta be, you
got books at the beach.
What happened here? I want to know. Wow. I would like to visit Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
But other than that, I think.
Oh, the beach life is for me.
Really?
Yes, books and beach. I just sit there all day and read. Oh, I love the sound of the surf. That's just really beautiful.
Well, may you get there one day, sir.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
So we're going to go on to Idaho because this is only number 12 of 50.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we got a long way to go.
This is going to be a two-parter?
I don't know. Idaho, esto perpetua. Let it be everlasting.
Everlasting.
May she never end, Idaho.
Okay. All right. I mean, there's a bit of that. I mean, Idaho has a... We're on our own, not separatist, but we're kind of, very individualistic kind of character to it. So,
absolutely.
So we're going to last forever, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I had an alternative.
Yeah?
I accidentally, as I look here, put it on the wrong state.
Oh, no.
I put it on Utah, but we'll just move things around.
Okay.
Here's the alternative. The alternative is Solana tuberosa emite, which is...
Something about potatoes.
Buy some potatoes. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
If you're from Idaho, hopefully we have some Idahoan listeners. I've been to Idaho.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been to Boise. I've been up around I drove from Spokane to Moscow once.
Yeah.
Beautiful country.
Rugged country, right?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly.
You been to Idaho?
I have not. What's Idaho's? What's the nickname?
Idahoan is Idahoan, I think.
Is that what it is?
No.
Okay. I can't think of
It's
it.
the elongated state.
I can't think of it.
It has that big stretch at the top.
Right.
South, it goes almost to Arizona. My geography's off. But north, it's to the future, practically.
Yes, exactly. But not quite as far to the future as Alaska
No,
is,
but it's
right?
got that long stretch. I don't know what it's... It seems like a lot of them are lands of enchantment. I know that's New Mexico, but as you're driving around this great country, you'll often see license plates, Land of Enchantment. Mm-hmm. And it seems like some states are doubling up on that.
I think that New Mexico is officially the land of enchantment. Everybody else is just riding those coattails. But one of the things I know about Idaho...
Land of disillusionment, maybe?
Yeah, right. One of the things I know about Idaho is that's where Ernest Hemingway wound up. And
I've never read any Hemingway.
Really? I love Hemingway. And then he tragically ended his life there.
This is why we have a friendship, because we love and hate different things.
That's true. When we were not at coming to blows over them, it actually works out very well.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
Illinois.
Okay. All right. Illinois.
State sovereignty, national union. That's their English motto, right? State sovereignty, national union.
All right. Okay.
You have some nice alternatives here for Illinois. What do we have?
I do. I lived in Chicago for a number of years.
Grad school?
Home. I had I found many things to love about it and many things to not love.
Okay.
For Illinois, I came up with Sufframen et Structura, which is very loosely traffic and construction.
Oh, all right. There you go.
So a Sufframen, a clog,
right,
and Structura, building, putting things together.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I like it.
That's one of my many memories of living in Chicago is constant traffic, constant construction.
Now the city of Chicago has a motto, doesn't it?
They do. Herbs in Horto.
Yeah, herbs in Horto.
City in a garden.
Yeah. Doesn't really live up to the hype, but the Millennium Park there, is it Millennium Park? What is it downtown there?
Yeah, it's Millennium Park and Grant Park. They're kind of fused together.
Yes. Yeah. A great zoo there.
Great zoo, Lincoln Park, also Brookfield.
Right.
There's lots of Horto.
Okay.
There. So,
it's more like garden in the city rather than the other way around.
Exactly. It's aspirational, right?
And then there's this other one you came up with, Idekatuli, right?
Yes, and that's actually in Wrigley Field. I don't know if it's still there. I saw many Cubs games when I lived there, but they used to have this sign out in right field.
In Latin?
In Latin, and it was Eumus Catuli.
Yeah, Eumus Catuli.
Right, which doesn't quite work. I mean, it's just kind of like, so it's, what they're trying to get at is, let's go Cubs.
Right.
But I don't think they're perfectly understanding kind of the jussive thing.
No, it's a first plural, right?
Right.
Let's all of us go, and then speaking to the Cubs.
Exactly.
So yeah, maybe the idea is we're all in this together.
No, it was just...
So when I saw that in there, I did a little bit of editing, as you know, to Itakatli, but it wasn't you.
It was not me.
Okay, all right.
So I see what you're just assuming.
Right.
Like he hasn't taught Latin for years.
No,
He's rusty.
I'm not assuming that. We all make mistakes.
So no, it was much talked about in our office at Northwestern.
Eumus
Catuli. But what they need there, of course, is the imperative. Ite Catuli.
Ite Catuli. Go, Cubs.
Go, you little bears.
Right.
Right.
Indiana.
One of the
Don't even start.
One of the most pathetic.
Indiana is a lovely place.
I'm not bashing Indiana.
Don't even start.
I don't like their motto. The Crossroads of America.
The Crossroads of America.
Exactly.
It's a Chevy commercial.
The whole motto is my Latin was moe quaeso. Keep it moving, please. I mean, the whole thing is like,
moe. Keep it moving. You're at the crossroads.
You're at the crossroads.
Yeah.
But the jokes about Middle America being flyover country. It's like Indiana and their motto. Yeah, we'll buy into that. We're just kind of where people.
So they're ceding
cross.
too much ground.
I would say
They stand up for themselves a little bit.
Right.
And I don't really understand that phrase flyover country anyway. Would you rather not be able to fly over, right? You want to be impeded from flying over somehow? I don't really understand that.
No, but I like Indiana too. This past spring, I spent some time in Indianapolis for the first time, and we had a great time.
Well, you know that interesting fact about Indiana, it raises more popcorn than any other state.
It's the home of Orville Redenbacher,
That's right.
right?
And as a lover of popcorn, it's a state I can enjoy. So how about the terra or the civitas zeae inflatae?
Ooh, the inflated corn?
Yeah,
yes.
That's how you say popcorn in Latin.
I like it.
Yeah, zea inflata. So the land of popcorn.
Nice.
Well, we're only into the I's. Let's polish off Indiana and Iowa here before we get to the break.
Okay.
This is going on a long time now.
All right,
So
all right.
Finished Indiana, Iowa.
What's Iowa's? Our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain.
So that's quite long. What was the long one that I came up with you were criticizing? Oh, it was the college motto, no hair so fine it can't be split.
You didn't come up with that one, right?
Oh, no, a student and I collaborated on it.
Okay, yeah.
I tend to take credit for what other people do.
Right.
Our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain.
Boilerplate.
You think?
I think so.
Committee work.
Could have been spit out by a random motto generator.
You're right.
Yeah. So
and nothing about the Mississippi, nothing about the great agricultural output, the gateway to the Plains states. Iowa has a really interesting history. I was a grad student there, as you know. It's on the Mormon Trail. When they moved west, they went right through Iowa there. There's a lot of interesting history.
Yeah.
Herbert Hoover is from Iowa, one of the presidents.
From West Branch.
That's right, the Hoover State, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't come up with any Latin for this one.
You didn't?
No, did you?
I did. I had a couple of ideas.
Okay, let's hear it.
I thought Zea perpetua, eternal corn.
Corn forever.
Corn forever. I also thought, something along the lines I was just thinking of, Ager somnorum, the field of dreams, right? Of course, which is where that thing is. Or Esne Kylum, is this heaven?
Oh,
right?
nice.
So, is it maybe time to update these things, right?
I'm for it.
Right.
Well, after the break, we're going to get to Kansas.
Kansas. This episode of Ad Nauseam brought to you by Hackett Publishing. Hackett Publishing, with offices in Cambridge, Massachusetts and Indianapolis, Indiana, have been bringing high-quality, affordable translations of classical works and many other traditions for the last 40 years. Dave, tell me a couple things you like about Hackett Publishing.
I love the fact that they have supported the classics. They are publishing high-quality works at affordable prices. And, in a time when there are a lot of people running down the study of the classics in various ways, not Hackett, right? They're putting out high-quality products, not just Plato and Aristotle and Homer and Descartes, modern philosophy. They also have a large selection of Latin American studies, Near Eastern studies. They're really doing it all.
They are. Yeah, I like their attractive covers, which are often very artistic, very, very clever. And I love that they believed in us.
Absolutely.
From the very beginning, where we were untried and untested. They said, yeah, we're on board, and they've stuck with us.
Because they want to support the classics.
That's exactly right.
Yep. And in addition, they put out the entire a series of the Lingua Latina per se illustrata, the Familia Romana, the Fabulae Syri, the Roma Aeterna, the Orberg series.
Your favorite.
Absolutely. Good stuff. And if the listeners, they want to score some inexpensive but high-quality volumes, what do they need to do?
They need to go to hackettpublishing.com, HACKETT publishing.com, find what they want in their immense catalog, and in the coupon code box, they type in AN2021, and they will get 20% off and free shipping.
That's an incredible bargain.
Take advantage.
This episode is also brought to you by Ratio Coffee in Portland, Oregon. Mark Helweg and his crew has solved all of your brew-based problems. Now, not only can you get delicious coffee, you can get it from a machine that's beautiful and sits on your counter at home. Jeff, can you tell our loyal listeners about the Ratio 6?
Yes, that's the machine I have. It's sleek. It's beautiful. I have the stainless steel option. It sits like a work of art on my kitchen counter. Every morning, I hit the button. It takes me through the bloom stage, which offsets all the nasty gases you don't want in your brew.
No gases.
Then moves on to the brew stage, where it's like a grand, wonderful chemistry experiment, and you watch and you hear the water flowing through the Fibonacci head.
Fantasia playing in the background, maybe?
Oh, it's beautiful. At least I'm hearing it in my head every time I watch it. Yeah.
Your kids are watching it too, you've told us before.
They like it. If they're up when I hit the button, they always want to come in and watch.
You've taken them out of school, I understand.
Exactly. It's a whole homeschooling curriculum based around the Ratio 6. But down into the carafe, which is not on one of those awful heated pads.
Scorchy, brackish, tangy pads.
Exactly. And I'm left with just a perfect cup of coffee every morning.
Right. Yeah. Now I've got the Ratio 8, and I got a confession to make. This morning when I woke up, I didn't have time for the Ratio 8. What? I had to rush off to a meeting. And I got to this meeting, and I drank some coffee that, I'm going to regret. And I should have known better. I should have just said, don't drink the coffee.
Yeah.
Wait till you get home to the Ratio 8. So I did. And, I drank it, which I regretted.
And that set the tone for the rest of the whole day?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the Ratio 8 was there at home. I have it in an oyster color with walnut accents. It's beautiful. And next week, we're going to announce a big promotional on the Ratio 8.
Yes, very exciting.
So right now, we've got the coupon code for the 6.
Yes. For the 6, I believe it is
ANCO.
ANCO, ad nauseum CO for coffee, right?
That's right. So go to ratiocoffee.com, RATIO, put one of the Ratio 6s in your grocery basket. Mm-hmm. That's what we call it, right?
I think that we've agreed upon that.
I'm trying to make fun of you here, Winkle.
The grocery basket was my thing?
Yeah, it was your thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that we settled on
All right, ANCO,
Yep.
and you're going to get 15% off.
Yes.
All right, Jeff, so as we get back into it, we are in the K's, and that brings us to two states, first Kansas, then Kentucky. So let's hear about Kansas.
Kansas is ad astra per aspera, which I really like.
Okay.
I just happen to like that phrase. Again, it's aspirational to the stars through difficulty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The listener should know that aspirational comes from aspiro, just to get a little pedantic, which means to breathe. And aspera means rough.
Rough.
Yep. So I don't think there is an etymological connection between them. Who knows?
No.
But I got I have an alternative. I got a Latin suggestion. You ready for this?
Yes.
This is equally pithy, I have to say.
I agree.
It's only 2 words instead of 4. Right? Ad astra per aspera, 4 words. Mine is only 2.
And yours is?
Planior lagano.
Flatter than a pancake.
Flatter than a pancake. That's Kansas.
So the word for pancake there, is that
Laganum.
Neo-Latin or
Neo-Latin? Yes, it doesn't mean it was made up in the last few years.
Yeah.
I have to check the reference again. It's from the Lexicon Morganianum, but it's a heavily researched word. So and this is it.
All right.
A flat cake and a flat cake that's eaten, as a kind of a staple.
Yeah. You been to Kansas?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have any memory of it, though. Huh? If I was in Kansas, it was briefly.
Okay.
I know I've been to Kansas City. I can never remember if I have been to how does this go? Have I been to the Kansas City in Kansas or the Kansas City in Missouri?
Oh, yeah.
The one in Missouri is the big one, and I know I've been there.
That's the one that hosts the Chiefs, right?
That's right.
And the Royals.
I'm pretty sure I've been to the Kansas side also.
Okay, yeah. I have not. The only thing I associate with Kansas, unfortunately, is the Truman Capote book, In Cold Blood. With that...
Never seen it.
Never read it, you mean?
Seen it, read it, heard it, tasted it, I don't know.
You never heard of it, In Cold Blood?
No.
The first kind of great true crime book?
No.
No? Okay.
This episode is not about my vast ignorance.
No,
Can we get back to
the topic?
All right,
let's go. Sorry. All right, let's move on to Kentucky.
Yes, Kentucky.
All right, so they have an English motto and a Latin motto, it appears. So in English, united we stand, divided we fall. Again, cribbed. And
Phoned in.
I like the sentiment, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a suggestion. Mm-hmm. There's a Latin one too, though, isn't there?
Yeah, what is
Okay,
that?
the Latin one is Deo gratiam habeamus, which means let's give thanks to God.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's
very
direct. It's also pithy. It's good Latin. Deo gratiam habeamus.
Yes.
Adopted in 2002.
That late.
Yes. It's never too late to adopt a Latin motto.
So I think like in updating of these things, that's in the cards.
Definitely. Ad umbram tendamus. Let's head for the shade.
I like that.
For
Yeah.
Arizona. Mm-hmm. I got another one for Kentucky. Nobis nicotiana.
Ooh, what is that?
We got tobacco.
We got tobacco. You spent some time in Kentucky.
I like Kentucky quite a bit.
Really?
Yes, I've been to the Kentucky State Horse Park near Lexington. I've been to the Conventiculum Lexingtoniense twice with the fabulous Terence Tunberg and Milena Minkova. Some great Latinists in the state of Kentucky.
Excellent.
It's a beautiful place.
Have you spelunked in the Mammoth Caves?
I have been into the Mammoth Caves, and I've been on the Bourbon Trail, too,
Oh, yeah.
which is really nice. So let's hear it for Kentucky.
Yes. All right, what's next?
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
We
have union, justice, and confidence.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
You don't care for that?
I don't. I mean, like that's. Union and justice, and no, I don't like this. Again, it's so bland,
Forgettable.
so forgettable. Right.
Oh, we didn't come up with any Latin substitution for Louisiana.
Louisiana. No, both of did we go to New Orleans together?
I don't think I've ever been to New Orleans. I've been to Baton Rouge for a CAMWIS event.
Okay.
Classical Association of the Middle West and South. I was in Baton Rouge.
Yes. All right.
Have you been down there?
I went to New Orleans once.
Right.
Yeah. I had a fabulous time. Great food, great music. Yeah.
But you're down on the motto.
Yeah, I'm down on the motto.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's go on to Maine then.
Maine. Dirigo. I direct.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Good slogan for a traffic cop, maybe?
Exactly. I give directions.
Yeah.
Right.
Where am I? Dirigo.
Dirigo. I had an alternate for Maine.
Let's hear it.
Mine was Hinc non potus ira illic. You can't get there from here. You can't get there from here.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is that your Maine?
That's my Maine.
Your Mainer accent?
Right,
Okay.
something
I got
like
another one. Locustae nobis nec vobis.
Which is there are lobsters, not yours.
Right.
Get your hands off our lobsters.
Yeah, hands off the lobsters. Locustae nobis nec vobis. It's got a little bit of internal rhyme. It's pithy.
It is very pithy.
It's better than Dirigo.
Right.
I direct.
And Maine too is a very kind of individualistic.
That's what I hear.
Character, right?
Low population place.
Yes.
I've never been there.
I honeymooned there.
Oh, you did?
Kennebunkport.
With your wife?
I did. Yeah, funny how that turned out. But it was great. The Acadian National Park, the coast, went up to Portland and Bangor, home of Stephen King. It was beautiful.
All
Loved
right.
it. Yep.
On to Maryland.
Now Maryland is exhausting.
It's the state that has too many
way
mottos.
too many
Come
mottos.
on.
Like, 2 is too many. And look at this.
We got 3, 4. We have first fatti maschi parole femmine, which is Italian, right? For what?
Strong deeds, gentle words.
Yeah. Masculine deeds, feminine words, kind of is what it says. And here's some good Latin. Scuto bona voluntatis cordro nasti nos. By the shield of your goodwill, you have crowned us.
Right. We're not done.
Well, I like everything about that except the notion of being crowned by a shield. Does that really fit? I want to know who's the classicist. Now, in old days, right, and listeners, you can go back to Father's Foundings, which is our episode on the classics in the American Revolution.
Yeah.
These guys knew, and gals, they knew their Latin pretty well. So if this is a Revolution-era quotation from Maryland, I'm a little surprised because I don't know about being crowned with a shield.
No, it's a very awkward image.
It sounds awkward, painful, dangerous.
Right.
Scuto bona voluntatis cordro nasti. Most of these are addressed to the deity, right? To God or some deity, like the nil sine numina. Okay, what's the other one?
We have crescite et multiplicamini.
Yeah.
Grow and multiply.
Grow and multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Yes, kind of a command.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different, isn't it? In terms of state mottos, we haven't had a lot of imperatives.
No.
I wonder if this is the first one.
Well, wasn't Idaho esto perpetua like be forever?
Right, be forever.
Yeah,
Could be the motto of our of this episode, I suppose. It goes on and on. So that's up to 3, isn't it?
That's up to 3
for Maryland, and that's. I think we move on. That's enough, isn't it?
Did you find out?
I didn't come up with an alternative.
No alternative.
For Maryland.
Did you find why they have an Italian?
Because there's a lot of Italians living in Maryland. I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I've been to Maryland many times.
Have you?
Yes, because when I lived in Virginia, Maryland was just a stone's throw away.
So you went that way?
Yeah, so one of the things I learned about Maryland, and if there are Marylanders listening, they are now alienated.
Oh, no.
I was taught that Maryland has none of the courtesy of the South and none of the efficiency of the North.
Really?
That's what I was taught.
Did you experience that?
I enjoyed my time there.
Gotcha.
Let's just say that.
All right.
The Marylanders that I knew were fine people.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
But too many mottos.
Way too many mottos. Pick
Massachusetts.
one. Massachusetts. Okay.
Number 21.
What's the Latin there, Dave?
Ein sepetit placidam sub libertate quietem. By the sword we seek peace, but peace only under liberty.
Okay. All right. So again, it's kind of that combination of aggressiveness, but also aggressiveness for the purpose of peace.
Yeah, with restraint.
Yes.
I think that's one of the better Latin mottos, although I don't like the way the sentence is put together. Because it looks too much like a translation from English. In other words, like they said, okay, we want to say this in English, now how do we put it into Latin?
Right, I can see that.
Rather than an authentic Latin phrase.
Yeah.
So if you're living in the state of Massachusetts, you might try to do something about that.
Please do.
Start a state petition. People are always organizing for all manner of things. Why not to change the Latin motto?
There's lots of classical schools out there in
you're right.
Massachusetts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boston.
So they have no excuse.
Okay, now we get to the biggie.
Right. I have an alternate for Massachusetts.
Oh, let's hear it.
Mine was, let's see, give me a sec. Hic plostrum tuum non potes deserere. You can't park here. Very literally, you can't put your wagon here. You can't abandon your wagon here.
You can't abandon. Is it decina or deserere?
Deserere.
Yeah, you can't abandon your wagon.
Don't
here.
desert your wagon. Right.
Another motto could just be vectigalia.
Vectigalia. What do we
Taxes.
Yeah.
That's along with my suggestion for Georgia, Persica, peaches.
Peaches.
I like the one-word mottos.
Yeah. The pithier the better, I think. Right. Isn't Taxachusetts one of the one of the nicknames? Right.
And peaches have piths, so it's.
I think we need to move on. All right.
Okay. Finally, we get to Michigan, the one we both love to hate.
Our home state, where we're sitting right now.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh,
it's one big vomitorium.
Talk about non-pithy.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. Si quaeris peninsulam amoenum quircumspica.
Yes, that's right. If you seek a pleasant peninsula, look about you.
That's terrible.
Who thought this was a good idea? How often have I not said to myself as I'm, walking through life, where is that pleasant peninsula?
Right.
I'm seeking a pleasant peninsula. And then I remember, just look around me.
Right.
Here it is.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a store,
right.
a grocery store, and somebody comes up to me and say, "Are you seeking?
Can I help you?
Can I help you? Are
right.
you seeking a pleasant peninsula?" And I say, "I just came in for some Funyuns." Right. But then I realize all I have to do is
look around you.
Quirkumspica.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
Not pithy.
It's so long.
Yep.
It's terrible.
It's difficult to pronounce. There is an alternative, and that is tuebor,
which is also on the flag.
It's also on the flag. It's crammed with Latin. On one side of the shield, there's an elk, I believe, and on the other side of the shield, there is a moose.
Is it a moose or a deer? Are there
it's
moose
a
in Michigan?
moose somewhere.
There's no moose in Michigan?
I think so.
Okay.
And each animal is on its hind legs with its front legs on the shield, pushing down the Latin.
Well, that looks like they're having a slap fight.
I do not know what's going on with that.
And it says tuebor.
Yeah, tuebor.
Like,
I will protect you.
Protect,
Is the shield guarding me? Is one of the animals guarding me?
I don't want to get between those guys.
That doesn't seem safe.
No, I need to take a look at that.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's a moose because, Michigan is also the Wolverine state. I don't believe there is a Wolverine in the state.
I don't think so.
No, it's very strange.
Mm-hmm. So I have an alternative suggestion. Yeah. Leonis Weekday. Leonis Detroiti Weekday. The Lions are always losing.
I like that.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Did you have another one?
I did one. Mine was Vera plus Chocolate densata. Was really more fudge.
More fudge.
And I had Chocolate densata, thickened chocolate. I couldn't come up
that's good. That's good. If I may be a little pedantic.
Please.
You want to put that into the genitive.
Oh, yes, right.
Plus chocolate densata. And
more
then,
of.
That's
yes,
right. And
yes.
then you're golden. And that's great. So this suggests to me that you've been up to Mackinac Island.
I have.
Which is known for its fudge and its horse manure.
Exactly right. The people up there, they refer to the southern Michiganders who come up for vacation as fudgies.
Fudgies, because that's all they're there for.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
We got to move on.
We do.
Minnesota. You going to break out some French on us now?
Oh, is it my job?
I think so.
L'Étoile du Nord.
Which means I got something
the
in
North
my
Star.
throat. Oh. The Star of the North.
Star of the North, right.
Yeah, L'Étoile.
Right. They used to have, like, the only state in the union that should have a hockey team now does not. They used to be the Minnesota North Stars.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't follow hockey.
I don't either, but I just happen to know that. But now there's no longer a hockey team in Minnesota. But it's like
That's a crying shame.
in some ways it's the most Canadian of the states, I suppose.
Really?
To some degree.
They're all wearing toques?
Toques, right? They calling each other hoser and the like, right? So, but they also have a Latin motto.
Okay, let's hear it.
No, this is your job. You got this one.
All right, so it's Quae sursum volo videre.
Right.
Which means I long to see what is beyond.
Which strikes me as funny as we're here now, but I want to see what's next.
Yeah, I think what's next is North Dakota.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Fargo.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I came up with a suggestion, an alternative. Again, it's a little too long.
Yes.
But I think it captures it. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Tam frigemus ut non nos moverre possumus.
We're so cold we can't move.
We're so cold we can't move. Would that fit on a shield?
That'd be a pretty big shield.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to crown myself with that shield.
No, put a moose on one side and an elk on the
Let
other.
them fight it out.
Okay, Mississippi. Virtute et armis. Virtute et armis.
All right, that's pithy.
It is.
By valor, by virtue, and arms.
Yes. Yeah, pith. You like the pith?
I like the pith.
It's
Yep.
better than what was it? Union Justice Confidence.
Yes. Synergy and
Right.
technology.
It's like a slogan for an insurance company.
right.
I would say.
Right.
Did you come up with a Mississippi?
I had nothing for Mississippi.
Okay, I got
yeah.
a Mississippi alternative. I had to go deep into taxonomy here, but it's silure formesne nostros vidistis.
Which is?
Have you seen our catfish?
I like that.
Yeah.
I've had some fried breaded catfish in Vicksburg, and it was amazing.
I've been to Mississippi and I loved it.
Yeah.
I went to a place called Port Gibson.
Oh yeah.
Too beautiful to burn is the motto of that town.
Is that right?
Yes, because Grant was there. And when Grant got there, he looked at it and he said, I probably should destroy this Confederate, sympathizing city, but it's really just too beautiful to burn.
And he left it alone.
He left it alone. The story was he had been bought off by Union sympathizers or something inside the city, but he didn't burn it down.
Nice.
So,
Too Beautiful to Burn.
Too Beautiful to Burn.
That'd be a great album title.
You think so?
Yes. The latest released by Bon Jovi. Something like that.
Yeah, that would work.
That would work. Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yep.
Missouri.
Missouri. What do we got? We have Salus Populi Suprema Lex Esto.
Yes.
There's the Esto again.
Mm-hmm. The welfare of the people must be the highest law. Salus Populi Suprema Lex Esto. I think that's pithy. It gets the pith.
It gets the pith.
And you like the aggressive nature, right?
Yeah.
The shaking the fist kind of idea. You're in Missouri now, buddy.
It's the show me state.
Correct.
Yeah.
I did have one alternative.
Yeah?
Ecce, Arcus Magnus.
Hey, look, a big arch.
Correct.
I like it.
Have you been to Missouri?
I have. Been to St. Louis, been up the arch.
Yep. I haven't been up the arch.
Then saw the Cardinals play at Busch Stadium, and it was great.
I like the town.
Yes, very much so.
Moving on.
Moving on, where are we at? Are we in the
We're
ends
on
yet?
to Montana.
Oh, it's another M.
We're on the downslope.
Okay.
Montana, Ordro y Plata. This may be the only Spanish one, which is kind of odd because I don't associate Spanish or Hispanic culture with Montana. Not to say that there aren't many Hispanic folks living in Montana, but
Right.
I associate it with Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, the Southwest.
Exactly right. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Ordro y Plata, gold and silver.
All right.
Did you have an alternative?
I had nulla finis celeritatis, no speed limit.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the things that they're known for, right?
Yes.
So wide open, hit the gas.
Yeah, no limits on the speed.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't think I have ever been to Montana.
I have not either.
I'd
I would
like
love
to
to go.
go.
I would
Yeah.
love to go, yeah.
Maybe we add that to the itinerary.
I'll just throw that in after the hayride?
Hayride.
Yes.
What was it? Hayride,
We were going to L.A., weren't we?
California.
Yes.
For some reason.
And then Little Bighorn.
Little Bighorn, and then Greece.
And then Greece. Sounds
Okay,
good.
on to Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Equality before the law.
Okay. All right.
What do you think?
That's not bad. I would rather it be in Latin.
Yeah, no Latin motto here.
No.
Not much effort. I have a nil sine zea.
Nothing without corn.
Nothing without corn.
Because that corn keeps going. It's not just Iowa.
Nope.
I think Iowa gets the bulk of the corn jokes.
It's an amazing stretch.
No, it is.
But just like Nilsen and Numene, which was Idaho.
No, Colorado.
Colorado.
Yep.
Nothing without the deity. Now we have Nilsen Azea. It's nothing without corn.
That's perfect because those states, right next to each other.
Exactly. Nevada.
Nevada, we have all for our country. Okay.
Let's move on.
on.
We should have something there about gambling, I suppose. Alia jacta est. How about that?
Oh.
For Nevada, the die has been cast.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Or at least the motto of the city of Las Vegas.
Nevada, if you're listening, you got my number. So
That's perfect.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Live free or die.
Better in Latin, if it were in Latin.
That's a famous one, though.
It is.
That's a motto that a lot of people know.
Yeah, it's because it was named after that movie, right? That Bruce Willis movie?
The Die Hard.
Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard. You don't know that movie?
I know it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, it's not good.
It is good.
No, I already know it's not
You're
good.
watching all your artsy Hitchcocks and Capotes.
I really enjoyed the first Die Hard. There was no need for all the next 9. Yes.
I got a Latin alternative for New Hampshire.
Yes.
Nos primos suffragia ferdere.
We vote first.
We vote first.
Right. Yes, why is that? Why?
No idea.
Okay. All right.
30, New Jersey.
Here again, this boring. Liberty and prosperity.
Okay, I got a Latin alternative.
Yes.
You can go first if you've got one.
No, I don't have one for
Okay, here's mine. Cavete praedones gregales. Look out for gangsters.
I like that.
Is that a little too on the nose?
Well, are you a fan of The Sopranos?
I haven't seen him.
Okay.
I know I'm a Philistine.
Let's just leave it there. Right. I saw you sent this to me. I said, "Oh, he's watched The Sopranos."
Yeah. I know of the show.
Okay.
I've been to Jersey.
All right.
I like Jersey. It's okay. Cavete praedones gregales.
Okay. All right. Got it.
31, New Mexico.
New Mexico. Yes.
Crescit.
Eundo.
Crescit eundo. It goes by growing. Bad translation.
It is.
Something like she moves in mysterious ways would be a good translation of that.
I like that. Yeah.
Thanks.
It reminds me of Grand Rapids as a Latin motto.
Yeah.
Motu viget.
Right.
It flourishes through motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad. Pithy, but bad.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, I have.
Did you have one?
I have no alternative for New Mexico.
I did, and this also will reveal my watching habits.
Okay.
And also a little.
Is this something about Breaking Bad?
Yes, a little hat tip.
Is that set in New Mexico?
It is. Cleanem male, a swerve toward evil.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And a little hat tip to Lucretius. There.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Right.
32, New York.
New York.
Excelsior.
Ever upward.
Right.
Yes.
Up and Adam.
Adam, right.
This is not something a state says. This is something a comic book character says.
Exactly.
Excelsior.
I mean, that's kind of New York
I suppose.
City, right?
I had no alternative for this one.
I did.
Okay.
Mine was just Abi, go away.
Go away. Yeah. North Carolina.
Esquam videri.
Yes. Substance over appearance.
Yes.
Or as it's poorly translated, to be rather than to seem. Yes, I think this is just substance over image.
Authenticity.
Yep. I love it. North Dakota. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
sheesh.
This is too long. What do you
Liberty and union, now and forever, one and inseparable.
do? Okay.
We're not done yet.
They got a lot of free time in North Dakota.
Yeah. And then they do have a...
Strength from the soil.
okay.
And then used on the Great Seal, I guess, as the Daniel Webster quote, and used on the coat of arms as well.
Okay.
No Latin.
No Latin at all.
And I didn't come up with one.
I didn't have one
I
for
think we
North
could take
Dakota.
the one I came up with from Montana,
Yeah.
which is tam frigemus ut nos mover reposimus. Ut nos non mover reposimus.
We're so
cold we can't move.
Yeah. You can apply that to a lot of
I
places.
think so.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We have Ohio. Almost skipped Ohio.
Okay, again, a couple of mottos here. One in English, with God, all things are possible.
All right.
Okay.
And then a good Latin one.
Which is?
Imperium in imperio. An empire in an empire. This is interesting because when we did the Father's Foundings episode, I was reading this Berenson book about the ideological origins of the American Revolution.
Yeah.
And this was a hotly disputed phrase.
What's it really?
Imperium and imperio. The idea was, is there such a notion as divisible sovereignty? Right? So could the state of Ohio have sovereignty within the sovereignty of the big nation? It's a states' rights issue. So I guess Ohio went all in and said, yeah, we're an empire within an empire, right? Power within power.
Yeah.
Like Russian nested dolls, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
All the way down.
I like it. There was I forget which another one was, but I like the models that kind of nod towards kind of the federalism, right? You know, like we're our own thing, but we're part of a bigger thing.
Yeah. I can go for that.
Yep.
I didn't come up with any alternatives for Ohio.
I did not either.
I wanted to make fun of Cleveland, which used to be known as the armpit of the nation.
Right.
But
It's clean. Have you been to Cleveland lately?
no, but a family member went recently and said it's a lovely place.
It is. I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame there.
There you
the
go.
waterfront. Really nice.
All right.
Okay.
We have next Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Labor omnia vincit.
Yeah, a nod to Virgil.
Yep. Hard work conquers all things.
It's not what I associate with Oklahoma. I was trying to think of something about tumbleweeds or cowboys or, being on Lombardi time.
Yes.
Too punctual.
Right,
You get there
right.
too soon. I didn't come up with anything.
No, nor I. Wait, on to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Union.
That's the English phrase, just the union.
The Union. All right.
And the Latin one is alis volat propriis. She flies on her own wings.
Okay. That's not bad.
It's the sense of being independent,
Right.
Pull ourselves up by our bootstraps.
Yeah. How do you like the order of the Latin there?
Good.
Yeah. It's nice, isn't it?
It is pithy.
Yep.
Very nice. Pennsylvania.
Virtue, liberty, and independence.
I've heard this one before. This is Louisiana.
Yeah.
Right. Union, justice, confidence. You're going to say synergy again?
Not gonna. I'm done with that.
I didn't come up with an alternative for Pennsylvania.
I did.
Let's hear it.
Una magna via pretiosa. One big toll road. That's all I got.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it. I came up with something for. I've been to Pennsylvania, by the way.
Yes. me
Never
too.
been to Oregon. Oklahoma, yes. Ohio, yes. North Dakota, no. North Carolina, yes. New York, yes. New Mexico, yes. How about you?
I'm pretty much the same of what you just said.
So you have missed Oregon,
I have not been to Oregon yet.
but everything else.
Yep.
Pennsylvania, of course. Rhode Island. You been to Rhode Island?
I've driven through it.
Never been there.
Didn't take very long either.
Nope.
No.
Blink, you miss it.
That's right.
So what is the Rhode Island motto?
We have hope.
Or in the Latin, using your Patrick Stewart voice?
Space.
Space.
Oh, so you gotta get some more. Yeah, that's right. Space.
Space.
Yeah. Right. Hope.
Hope.
Yep.
Dull.
Yeah. But pithy.
Pithy. You can't get pithier than a single syllable, but it's dull.
That's right.
So I have an alternative suggestion.
Okay.
It's par wico. 2 words, par
Yes.
and wico.
Equal to a village.
Yeah, size of a village.
Size of a village, right?
Yep.
And mine was actually you had already translated them. It was si nictis praeteras. If you should blink, you would miss it. Yeah, you'd pass it by.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, seriously, I was driving towards from Pennsylvania actually to Massachusetts through Rhode Island. Took about 10 minutes. Yep.
On to South Carolina.
All right, we have
This is from Cicero, actually. Dum spiro spero. While I breathe, I hope. The Commonwealth of South Carolina. It's not a state. They're very particular about that.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I don't really know the distinction, but they're picky about it.
So it's Virginia too, right? The Commonwealth. Right.
That's right. There's another one, another Latin motto for South Carolina. You want to read that one?
Yes. Animis opibusque parati.
Right. Prepared in minds and resources.
Okay. Again, they need to pick one. I like Dum Spiro Spero.
I do too.
That's very nice.
Yeah, much pithier than the other one, which is too much like union, justice, and
Yes.
confidence. The poor Louisianans are really beating up on them, aren't we?
We are.
Okay, on to South Dakota.
South Dakota. Under God, the people rule.
All right.
Again, English, not Latin.
No. Did you come up with an alternative?
I have not. I wanted to say something about Mount Rushmore, like
Yes.
large heads or something like
Right.
that, but I it fizzled out.
Yeah, statuae, saxosi.
Yeah.
Stony statues.
Stony statues, something like that. Yeah.
Tennessee. Agriculture and commerce. That has got to be the dullest.
So boring.
Because it describes virtually every state, doesn't it?
It does.
Agriculture
And now I'm hearing it in
commerce.
Al Gore's voice too. Agriculture and commerce.
Lockbox.
Right.
Tennessean is Tennabelievin.
I actually wrote down the same thing.
Did you?
That's from The Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
But I did not come up with a
I have no Latin name for Tennessee. So
All
if you're a Tennessean and you're listening, you could send in a Latin motto for Tennessee. Texas. Move on to Texas.
friendship.
Just in the English?
Just in the English.
No Latin?
I expected so much more of Texas.
I did too.
Yeah,
Maybe
Texas-
some Spanish at least.
Right.
Spanish is a beautiful language.
Exactly. And Texas as a state has just a massive personality. You think
Right.
they would have rolled it out for this.
They were a republic at one point.
Exactly. They still. I
just-
think they still want to be.
Friendship.
Friendship.
They could have put it into English. Amikitia. Mm-hmm. I have an alternative suggestion.
Yes.
Nimium bovum.
Too many cows.
Too many cows.
Yes.
Nimium bovum. That's got internal rhyme and it fits nicely on a shield or something.
I had one that was I think pithy. Aurum nigrum. Black gold.
Black gold.
Yeah. Texas tea.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. The petroleum industry.
Yes.
Okay. 44. Number 44. We're on the downslope here.
here we go.
Utah.
Utah. Industry.
I think this is the dullest.
It is. That's worse than Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to put it into Latin would just be industria, which means hard work.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they want. I think when they say industry, they mean hard work. They don't mean manufacturing.
Right.
And, my knowledge of this state so poor, I actually put Idaho's slogan there, so I don't have a Latin one for them. I have been to Utah. You been to Utah?
I've flown into Salt Lake City. That's about it.
That's it for me too. I flew into Salt Lake City and flew out to Grand Junction,
Is that
Colorado.
Right? Yeah,
Yep.
I've not spent any time in Utah.
Spent a lot of time in Texas.
You have spent.
Yes, and I'll be spending more even.
That's right.
Yep.
I had an alternate for Utah.
Okay.
It was nulla cerveza gratis. No beer, please.
Nulla cerveza gratis. Okay.
Yep.
That's because people in the LDS don't drink alcohol.
No alcohol, no caffeine.
Right.
Yeah. If you're hardcore.
Fitting.
Yep.
Vermont. What do we have?
Vermont is freedom and unity.
That's the English.
The English motto. And
fairly dull.
And what's the Latin?
The Latin is Stella Quarta Decima Fulgeat. Let the 14th star shine bright.
And that's reference to when they came into the Union.
Correct.
Right. So.
They didn't make the first 13. Ooh, they just missed it. But they're the 14th star.
14th. So they're right after the original 13 colonies.
Just a minute too late.
They're the next in.
Yeah, they forgot to file on time, right? They just missed the deadline. Right, they ran out of fuel or something on the way to the filing location.
Yeah, I think I was reading something about this. Is a fairly recent one that was added. It was like a school contest.
Oh, I didn't know that. And this was the winner?
This was the winner.
Oh, it's decent Latin. I like it. Not bad. I have an alternative.
Yes.
I got a suggestion. It's and I looked this up lest any of you say that syrupus, syrup, is not Latin. It is. So silvae syrupusque, forest and syrup.
That's
for
what
Vermont.
That's what I think of.
That captures it.
Yes.
One of the students that I had at Calvin, one of my the last students I taught there, a young lady from Vermont, and she worked in the maple syrup industry.
Get out of here.
No, it's
Really?
true. A fine student. Yep.
Excellent. Okay, we're getting down to it.
Okay, Virginia. Sic semper tyrannis.
I like this one.
You do.
I do.
Because you're a fan of John Wilkes Booth.
Well, he ruined it.
Yeah.
Right. But I like the kind of the fist shaking nature of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sic semper tyrannis. And the picture of Lady Liberty with her foot placed on the neck, or Lady Virginia on the neck of the tyrant is on their motto, their shield.
Right, yes. But this is of course what Wilkes Booth said when he ran across the stage after shooting Lincoln.
That's right. Leapt to the stage, broke his foot.
He was a Virginian himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I have a suggestion here. Maybe this is political. It's not meant to be political. It's just kind of funny. Propior paludi.
Pretty close to the swamp.
Pretty close to the swamp.
Exactly. The swamp being D.C. Of
yes,
course, right?
But it's just a joke. So. Yes. Washington. You've been to Virginia, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah. I've been to Virginia many times.
Yeah. Yep. I used to live there for about 6 years. Never been to Vermont. You been to Vermont?
I have not. Nope.
The Green Mountain State.
Yeah. Ethan Allen, right?
A developer of fine furniture.
Furniture is overpriced furniture.
Maybe not the same guy. No. Washington.
I thought this was interesting.
Yes, I thought so too.
It's Alki. Isn't that the real name? Isn't that Superman's real name?
No, it's Kal-El.
Kal-El, sorry.
Nice try. Here you've taken a very fine indigenous Chinook word, some indigenous people, some Native Americans.
And trivialized it.
And you've trivialized it with your Supermanery.
Sorry.
Alki, it's Chinook jargon for by and by.
Okay, so here, I like the pithiness. I like that it's kind of the indigenous.
Yes, I do too.
But by and by?
Yeah.
It's
maybe this is lost in translation. It's got to mean something more significant than by and by.
It's so wistful.
It sounds like
by and by.
Loitering. We're just sitting here.
Yeah, hanging around.
By and by.
Yeah.
There's nothing important about it. It's too bad. I didn't come up with any Latin alternatives, although I have been to the state of Washington numerous times.
I did not. I've not yet. I've been to Seattle.
I could put something in about. We could have. Let's see. Cafe ante omnia, coffee before everything.
There you go. Or maybe like a Jimi Hendrix reference, a Seattle native.
The flute player?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah. What's next?
West Virginia. Right. Montani semper liberi.
The mountaineers are always free?
Yes.
So, now, I was looking at this. I cracked open my musty Latin dictionary. Mm-hmm. Now, montanus can also mean like the size of a mountain. And so could this also mean like really huge people? I see
where you're going with this.
Really huge people are always free.
I don't think so.
Like mountainous people.
I wasn't aware of that usage.
but
You got me there.
but Montani is the people of the mountain.
Yeah, of or related to mountains.
Okay.
So the mountain people. That's interesting. Maybe it means huge people are always free. Hasn't been my experience. But Liberi can also mean children, of course.
Right.
Mountain people are always children. Okay,
Right.
on to Wisconsin. We're 2 left, and we'll put this episode to rest.
Okay.
Wisconsin. Here's arguably the worst English motto other than, what was it? Industry,
Yes.
which was it Nevada?
That was Utah. Sorry.
Utah
Yes.
was industry. So let us have Wisconsin. Lay it on us.
Forward. Right. I mean, even onward would be better.
Then forward.
I think so. Like forward looks like it's just past neutral.
Right.
Yes.
And it's not even Latin.
It's not Latin.
It's terrible. So I have a suggestion.
Yep.
Omnibus sit caseus. Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone. I had a similar one. I
Okay.
had Capita caesada.
Capita caesada.
Cheeseheads.
Cheeseheads.
And I also had
It's pithy.
Wero ohe, which is the closest I could come to something like Ya hey there.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, hey there. You know, you're from Wisconsin. You gotta keep your pole in the water. Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of Minnesota, isn't it? You've been watching Fargo.
They're very close to each other.
Okay.
Exactly.
And last but not least,
Oh, Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Yes.
Equal rights.
Equal rights. That's the English.
Yep.
And then
The Latin is cedant arma togae, a quote from Cicero, which means civilian control of the military. Or more literally, let weapons yield to the toga.
Ah, I see. Yes. Yep. So that's nice.
It's fine.
You got to appreciate the Cicero.
Oh, I love the Cicero,
Yeah.
and I have been to Wyoming.
I have not.
It's a massive empty state. So I came up with this as an alternative.
Yes.
Hominibus wakawa, which means absolutely empty.
Absolutely empty.
Nobody lives there.
Empty with respect to people.
Correct.
Yes.
Hominibus wakawa.
It's the state with the smallest population.
Yes, it
Is that
is.
true, right?
Yep. And I would like to spend more time there because I like the large open spaces.
I see. Now, I had something similar, but just kind of finishing the quote of Cedant arma toga.
Okay.
So, let arms yield to the toga, sed nemo ad est, sic ad quiesca. But there's no one here, so relax. Something like that. We made it.
We made it
all the way through.
All
I didn't think it was going to happen.
in under 3.5 hours. All right, Guam, if you're listening, very sorry.
Yeah, Puerto Rico too. Sorry, guys.
Send something in.
Please.
But we have to get out of here, don't we, Jeff?
We do. We're pushing it as it is.
Okay.
Yep. So before we get out of here, Dave, will you tell us something about the Moss method?
Yeah, very quickly.
Yep.
We are wrapping up our back to school sale. People are back to school now, but you better get yourself in a hurry if you want to score 15% off the Moss method.
Time's running out.
Time is running out.
Okay.
The last day of the sale is the day after this episode is released, which I think is going to be on Wednesday, the 22nd.
Sounds right.
September 22. So Wednesday, September 22 is the last day to get 15% off. You can join us for office hours. It is self-paced, expert, and accessible. It's a $299 value. Take you from neophyte
To erudite.
All right, and let's give some thank yous too.
Yes, to Mishka, as always, our intrepid engineer, making us sound great week in, week out.
Yes.
Who else we got to thank?
We got to thank Ken Tamplin, who provides the great bumper music, and Scott Van Zen, who plays the screaming guitar.
So good. Yep. And Dave, what do we got on tap for next week?
Next week, we're going to talk about the Oracle of Delphi.
One of my favorite topics.
Yeah, and I think you're going to help us see how it is that a person would consult the Oracle.
Yeah, we're going to kind of talk about what steps you would have to take, where would you have to go, and we'll talk about what that would have looked like, sounded like, maybe even smelled like.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about, how good was the Oracle at predicting things.
Right.
Yeah.
So it promises to be a great episode.
Indeed.
And big announcement. 2 episodes from now, number 57, who do we have coming on?
Dr. Heather Mcdonald.
Heather Mcdonald.
Yeah, who is this?
Well, she is the author of such important bestsellers as The Diversity Delusion and also the provocative volumes Are Cops Racist and The War on Cops.
Right. We're not going to talk to her about anything deeply political.
No, she is an author whom I think we both admire for her work. All of her stuff is sharp, well-researched, and witty. So we're really thrilled to have her on the show. It was a great cause of celebration for us when she agreed graciously to come on the show. But like you say, Jeff, she's not going to be talking about her social ideas or cultural ideas. She's going to be talking primarily about how her reading of the Western tradition has shaped her as an intellectual and a thinker.
Yep, the role of the classics and how it finds its way into so many different corners of culture and how it shaped her.
Yes, yep. And I think we both remember, right, that it was an absolute hoot of an episode to record with her. She's a very witty and charming individual.
That's right. It was great. We can't wait to share it with you.
Absolutely. So that'll be number 57. You got to tune in for that.
Yep. And Dave, I believe you have our gustatory parting shot.
I think we're ready to get out of here. That's right. So the parting shot comes again from Janet Clarkson. Pie, A Global History. I had to share this one. I liked it so much. She says, there is a mystery inherent in a pie by virtue of its contents being hidden beneath its crust.
That's very true.
Yes, that's why I love pies. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.